unpack. We unpack, coming to you live, Boxingego Unpacked, yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack, coming to you live.
Jake Paul is under fire after launching a series of tweets ahead of the Super Bowl that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I am back with some more boxing. Boxer who came from the Disney side of things, the YouTube side of things, Jake Paul is under serious fire after releasing some tone-deaf tweets. Ahead of Bad Bunny performing at the Super Bowl for the halftime show, Jake Paul says, purposefully turning off the halftime show. Let's rally together and show big corporations they can't just do whatever they want without consequences, which equals viewership for them. You are their benefit. Realize you have power. Turn off this halftime. A fake American citizen performing who publicly hates America. I cannot support that. Now, immediately, Jake Paul was hit with, on X, he got hit with an official community note after saying, hey, cancel the halftime show. The community note reads, people who live in Puerto Rico has been identified as United States citizens since 1917. Additionally, Jake Paul, who has lived in Puerto Rico since 2021, still would technically qualify as a U.S. citizen. And then they put the links to it. Mind you, Jake Paul received a lot of criticism because people found it hypocritical for him to live in Puerto Rico. So, because their whole tax system is different than living elsewhere in the States, right? So you're trying to get the tax exempt and the tax break by living in Puerto Rico, but then you're calling Bad Bunny a fake American citizen, right? And Jake Paul had to clean it up and kind of walk it back. He says, quote, the problem with my tweet is the word fake being misinterpreted. He's not a fake citizen, obviously, because he's Puerto Rican. And I love Puerto Rico and all Americans who support the country. More so, Bunny is fake because of his values and criticism of our great country, end quote. So, you know how some people say stop while you're still behind? I feel like Jake Paul probably should have did that there. Your attempt to clean it up didn't really help. And I tell you all the time, I have this system, especially being a content creator online and being from my generation. I say it right the first time. You have never heard me apologize. You have never heard me have to clean up anything. And I'm not going to, because I think before I speak, and I don't say, like, I know my heart, I know my purity. I don't say nothing that's crazy that I need to take back because it's highly offensive, right? So he then goes to social media again. To clarify, I wasn't calling anyone a fake citizen because they're from Puerto Rico. I live in Puerto Rico, and I love Puerto Rico. I have used my platform to support Puerto Rico time and time again, and will always do so. But if you're publicly criticizing ICE, who are doing their job, and openly hating on America, I'm going to speak on it, period. That's the same reason I called out Hunter Hess. If you benefit from a country and the platform it gives you, but publicly disrespect it at the same time, that's what I mean by being a fake citizen. And I agree, love is more powerful than hate. Love America, right? So Jake Paul, he's fully far right and MAGA'd out, and he just keeps double downing. The next day, he says, guys, I love Bad Bunny. I don't know what happened on my Twitter last night. What the F, right? And then he put Benito's #1 fan. So he's trying to now turn it into a joke. Listen, my thing is this. If you have to continue to like walk it back, correct your statement, then the next day it's still being received poorly and people are roasting you for it, and then now you're trying to turn it into a joke, you might as well just stop. The other thing, his own fighter, who happens to be Puerto Rican, Amanda Serrano, took to her social media and she spoke about being proud of her heritage, right? She was retweeting where it said Pride of Puerto Rico. She has, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but you can go to her social media, but I'll give you the cliff notes. Today I am here where I'm supposed to be, in my beautiful island with my people celebrating and watching with awe how well Bad Bunny Benito represented us in our culture. I am proud to be Puerto Rican, and I'm proud to be an American citizen. Puerto Ricans are not, quote, fake Americans. We are citizens who have contributed to this country in every field, from military service to sports, business, science, the arts, and our identity and citizenship deserve respect. I would not have the opportunities I have today without the support and belief from Most Valuable Promotions and Jake Paul showed in me. I will always be grateful for the role they have played in helping change my life and elevating women's boxing. At the same time, I want to be clear. I do not agree with the statements that question the legitimacy or identity of Puerto Rican people, and I cannot support that characterization. It is wrong. I fight with the pride of Puerto Rico and represent my flag every time I step into the ring. I will always stand with my people with respect for who we are and with pride in where we come from. I will never change, and I will forever be a proud Boricua. Now, I'm not even going to pull up Jake Paul, his comment section. You guys can do that if you want, but they're cooking him for these particular statements. Even his own brother, Logan Paul, posted this. I love my brother, but I don't agree with this. Puerto Ricans are Americans, and I am happy they were given the opportunity to showcase the talent that comes from the island. So let me get this straight. Now we're going to get to the ego thoughts. Your own flesh, your own brother publicly outs that he does not support your statement, nor does he agree with you. Your own fighter, who happens to be Puerto Rican, is like, yo, they gave me a lot of opportunities, MVP and Jake Paul, but I can't stand with what he's saying. And it completely said the opposite. We are American citizens. And then you have Jake Paul himself, who is kind of walking it back, trying to make a joke of it now, keep having to clarify. Bro, this Donald Trump MAGA stuff is getting a lot of people cooked, and a lot of people are now being condemned, right? All this over Bad Bunny. Like Jake Paul keeps saying that Bad Bunny did all this and let's cancel the halftime show. They keep saying everything's a DEI halftime show. You know what I mean? Last year, it was Kendrick Lamar, completely separate artist, to a Bad Bunny, and then the right-wingers complained about it. They're like, oh, why they got this? Why is he crip walking? Why he doing this? Why he say, hey, minor, right? And they were upset about Kendrick and him getting the opportunity at halftime. And then the very next year, they pull someone from a completely different talent pool with completely different sound, different complexion, who happens to be Puerto Rican, who happens to speak on real issues that are going on in our country like ICE. And now you got these far right wingers, right? The Andrew Tates, the Jake Pauls, and they keep doing these speeches and then getting cooked. Jake Paul lost his last fight, got his jaw broken. Andrew Tate lost his last fight to a guy with pink gloves. This is the reality of it. And you're starting to see the decay and the corruption of certain people getting on and expressively saying anything they want. And now you're starting to see a lot more pushback, right? You really have your own brother and your own fighter who are publicly telling you they don't agree with you at all, right? And a lot of these like Trumpsters and MAGA people, a lot of them are jumping off the bandwagon with the files and everything that's going on. Even Ryan Garcia, who openly supported him and was shadowboxing for him, he even came out and said, I got to distance myself. I don't support this anymore. And there's a lot of people doing it. But you got someone like Jake Paul, who I guess he wants to go down with the ship, and he's making bizarre statements, in my opinion, right? There's a post from Jake Paul, and I'm a paraphrase, but he basically said, if you don't agree with ICE in the job that they're doing, like people are being shot in the face, right? But he says, if you don't agree with ICE, then don't call 911 when you're having an emergency. What type of sense does that make? First of all, these are not the same agencies. Some of the people on ICE, they're recruiting people. Like you look at the UFC, Dana White, also far right. Dana White and the UFC were running ads trying to get people sign-up bonuses to be ICE agents, right? So they're trying to get more people because they don't have a big enough task force. They're not the FBI. They're not the local sheriffs. They're not the local cops. They're not 911. They're not the firehouse and the fire station. So what are you talking about? That makes absolutely no sense when they're not even the same like agency or organization, saying if you don't approve of ICE, then if someone breaks into your house, then don't call 911. Like if someone broke in your house, you wouldn't be calling ICE for sure. You know what I mean? And then people mad at Billie Eilish for saying that America is stolen land. That's facts. I don't understand why people have such a hard time interpreting and living with the facts. People are like, oh, sell your house if it's stolen land and all this goofy stuff. So I don't know. Some people are going out sad. I'm going to keep hitting y'all over the head with the hits. Let me know what you guys think. I know it's a complex subject, but at the end of the day, you got to think about what you're saying, especially in that position. And I don't understand why a lot of these far right people, they'll call everybody else a snowflake and, you know, give everybody a problem and say, oh, you guys are snowflakes. Oh, the liberals are snowflakes. But the MAGA people and the far right people are the ones complaining nonstop. Complain about the new Superman, complain about Billie Eilish, complain about Kendrick Lamar doing a halftime, complain about Bad Bunny speaking Spanish and doing a halftime show, and then try to counter program with Kid Rock. There were like 12 people in the audience and it was a horrible show, and you're trying to like defer and deflect, but you're calling everybody else like snowflakes. I'm not understanding it, because the same people who call everyone else snowflakes seem to have a problem with everything, from Kendrick to Bad Bunny performing. Like, who do you want to perform? Taylor Swift, a country singer, Alan Jackson? Like, I'm not understanding what we're talking about. So I find it pretty ironic the same people who constantly say everyone else is a snowflake complain about everything. Jimmy Kimmel, they wanted him off the air. You have The Little Mermaid, when they made The Little Mermaid black in the live action version. People were mad about that. People were mad at Snow White and what the girl said and tried to trash the movie and make it sound like it was a horrible movie, told everyone to boycott it. They were mad at Beyonce for dropping a country album and winning country music awards. Like, it's kind of alarming. But we know what time it is. Live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I can provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself, especially if you're new. But even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate. So ultimately,